Hey, today I'm going to teach you how to spin a staff. Jeremiah here. Today I'm going to teach you 3 really useful staff tricks. This is part of a much bigger tutorial series that aims to teach you the foundations of staff spinning. So today I'm going to show you the downward figure 8, also known as the forward 2-beat crossover, and looks just like this. We're going to learn that with both hands, and we're also going to learn how to switch. That's going to be the second trick, the 3-beat forward crossover. And I'm going to show you a variation of the 3-beat crossover that's an underhand pass, just like so. But it's still 3 beats. It's a nice variation for learning a few other staff tricks. We call it the forward 2-beat because if this staff was a wheel, you'd be rolling forward. And it's a 2-beat because we're counting the times that the staff passes you on one side. So you can literally count the number of times it goes by on either side. 1, 2, 1, 2. When spinning a 2-beat crossover, one foot should be forward, the other one should be back a little bit, giving you a little more stability forward and back so that you're ready to take a step. And you're gonna wanna identify where the center of gravity of the staff is by trying to balance it on your hand. Then just grab the stick, you choke up on it just slightly so that the center of gravity of the staff is just on the inside of your hand. Now, to get started with this move, you're going to bend your arm slightly at your side and acknowledge the 2 different sides of the staff. You've got half of it on the thumb side that's pointing up and half of it on the pinky side. When you start to push that thumb side down, you want the pinky side to go up behind your body. And then you're gonna make a full circle with the thumb side of the staff around behind you until you're back at this point where it's up again. And then it's gonna make a circle down on the other side. You want the pinky side to follow the thumb side. So once again, starting out at this 90-degree angle position, when this side starts to go down, pinky side should go up behind you because it is following the thumb side on its path. So the thumb side makes one big circle on the left, and then it makes one big circle on the right. And the pinky side just follows it the whole time. At first, do this really slow so that you understand the pathway of the staff as it relates to your body. Speed is not the goal here. Not yet. Not until later. I got a little bonus trick for you with just the 2-beat. If you find that center of gravity with the staff and then take your right hand and put it above the point of gravity and then your left hand below it, now you've got a 2-handed grip on the staff that you can also do your 2-beat with. So same exact thing, follow the thumb side down to the left and then scoop it down to the right. It kind of feels like you're rowing a boat or something, or sweeping to some degree, depending on which side you're focusing on. But basically you can do the same 2-beat and then transition to the right hand or transition to the left hand. So it gives you a lot of flexibility between the 2, and it also feels like a little bit safer place to actually try spinning faster. You can also experiment with creating larger circles with your arms so that you spin small with the hand as the center of the staff spin, or if you switch to the shoulder, now you're creating a much larger circle with the thumb still leading and the pinky still following. And then you drop back into the smaller spin. It's a fun way to flow. All right, the 3-beat forward crossover. So this time we're going to be switching back and forth from right hand to left hand, but you don't need to do it every time at first. The key thing is to understand when that switch happens. There's actually several different places that it can happen, and I want to teach you the one I think is the simplest. So from your 2-beat forward, you are spinning on your dominant hand side and then on your non-dominant hand side. So I'm swinging from the right to the left. When I'm across my body on the left side and I'm just about to begin swinging to the other side again, I have a moment where my palm is facing up. That's the moment I want to come in with the other hand and grab the staff. And that adds one extra beat every time I do a new grab. So if I'm swinging 2 beat, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I get to this point, 1, 2, I grab that staff. Now this becomes the thumb side. Previously was pinky side. And I add that one extra beat. So we go 1, 2, 3. So wait until the palm is facing up, grab it, and then lead it to the other side. So you stay on that side just a little bit longer. Now, you can take a step with this if you want, if you're just switching hands. So if I'm swinging with my right hand and I'm going to do the switch, now I'm leading with my left foot, take another step or take a step back, just so that your dominant foot changes as well. But if you're doing it every time, that becomes a little unnecessary. You might just reorient your body a little bit so that your feet are more together and you're using your hips a little bit to swing from side to side. A different angle on that might look like this. So my knees are bent, I'm pretty rooted, and I'm swinging, I'm rotating my hips from side to side. For the third trick, I'm going to show you a variation on the 3 beat that is simply an underhand pass. So the only real difference here is that rather than meet palm up to palm up, the pass is going to happen by going under the other hand. So I have to get into position before the staff is there so that I can hand it off thumb to thumb. It's kind of like a nunchuck handoff that would go under the shoulder, except that because it's a staff, it's just much easier to do it hand to hand. So as you're coming across and under, match up thumb to thumb, and that's where the handoff is going to happen. Then you go to the other side and do the same thing. One great advantage of learning the 3 beat underhand pass is that it starts to prime you to learn some contact staff tricks down the road, which this staff is not really designed for, but it can give you a sense. Thanks so much for joining me. It's really fun sharing the staff techniques I've learned from many years of practicing, and I really have enjoyed staff spinning because it feels sort of like a puzzle with your body, learning to allow the staff to continue spinning. And so this beginner tutorial series is dedicated to helping you develop the tools and techniques you need in order to explore the staff in a way that's really fun and feels like a little personal journey that you can go on to learn how your body relates to the objects in your daily life. These videos are made possible by a grant from Fund the Flow Arts, which, as the name suggests, funds projects that help get the flow and juggling arts out into the world to teach new people, help fund communities, and generally spread the good nature of object manipulation amongst the world. If you want to learn more about them, check out their site. It's in the description below. Until next time, thank you for joining me, and I hope you've learned something today. Keep practicing. Have fun out there.